Shalom, shalom, nation of Israel. I would like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekakadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who told me the truth, revealing through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, as well as the speckled birds spread abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, that may look like the other nations, that we are indeed the children of Israel, the real children of the one supreme ruler Yahweh, in the name of his son Yahushua. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the Akim and Akwaf, the Akwaf who are infused in this truth. Shalom. This is Brother Yakanan, coming to you with a message. I'm going to title this video, Prophesy against Mount Seir. So, as Hebrew Israelites, when we come back into this truth, this knowledge, this understanding, who we are as a people, and that we are the chosen people of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and we have to come to realization that we are under the rulerships of the other nations that the power has put in authority, and all these nations are above us, being the Israelites, but the main nation that is above us are the people that come from Mount Seir, and those people will be the Edomites, the descendants of Esau. He is the ruler of this current earth age right now, and throughout all generations, the Hebrew Israelites were supposed to prophesy against them people, because the Edomites as a total are a wicked nation of people. They will not do right no matter how hard they try, even though in this time right now they may proclaim that, I wasn't back then, that wasn't me. It states that souls are regenerated, reincarnated. So you are those same people that was back then. So the things they did to the children of Israel, those same people will be back today, just in a new body. So you are those same people, and it's for us to prophesy against those people, because they will put their hand towards the Most High's people, the Most High's children, and that is what we are doing once we come back into this truth. I got a few verses that I'm going to go into, so I'm not going to try to make this long. Ezekiel 35, 2 and 3. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So, son of man, that is the chosen lineage, the chosen people, which will be known as the Hebrew Israelites. But not all of us are going to be prophesying or coming up against this wicked people. Not all of us are going to be of the chosen. The ones that come back into this truth, knowledge, and understanding, we are hoping that we are of the chosen, the 1/3, the hopeful elect. But when we come back unto this truth, we have to be the ones that go out and prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is controlled by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And in verse 3, it says that the Lord is against him, and he will stretch out his hand, and the hand of the Lord is Yahweh Shah. He's that right hand, and he's going to come back at the end times, just when Esau puts us in a treacherous dealing, being Jacob's trouble. Just when Esau goes and start these wars physically with their military might, when the West Edomites, here in America, go up against the Russians. They're all the same people, but all these other countries are leaving America because they're tired of America shenanigans, and they're joining the BRICS, and they're allying themselves with Russia and China. And when all hell breaks loose, these Edomite nations are gonna go up against one another, not knowing that it's already prophesied that they will fall on their own sword. So the Lord is going to stretch out his hand and cause them to destroy themselves, but also he's going to come back and destroy their ass as well, because of what they did to Yahushua once he was down here on the earth. So Ezekiel, I started at the top, Ezekiel 35:2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that is what we are doing. We see this man for who he truly is. Like all this time, we didn't know that we were the true children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and we didn't know who was our hope, our power that we could turn to. But now that we know and we see it for what it is, we see that Esau Edom is just that devil that the Bible really speaks of, and we are prophesying against him to tell him the Lord is gonna destroy you for all the wickedness that you cause on the earth. Verse 3, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and will make thee most desolate. And Russia, America, all these Edomite nations that are primarily controlled by Esau, the Edomites, the Lord is going to make their heritage and their land waste. But especially here in America, where they have all their laws, their unconstitutional, laws, and the way they pass laws, like you can get married if you are of the same sex. The Lord is going to destroy all of that. The financial systems, having all the money to themselves. The Lord is going to come down and make this land desolate, because they're ruling in a unrighteous rulership. They have had 3 total rulerships, and from the Greeks, the Romans, to now the revised Roman empires. They have had a total control on the earth, but they have not got it right those 3 times. And the Lord is going to show forth his hand, which, like I said, is Yahushua, and the holy angels are going to come down here and completely make Esau's land, his heritage, everything that this man has put his hands on. He's going to make and destroy everything that is controlled by Esau Edom. And we know that Esau Edom is the so-called white man, because here in Genesis 36:8, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So when you go into that word Edom, that means that it is red. And so the so-called white man, he's not really a white man. He's a red man. And he showed forth all his destructive power. And we see it now. You know, like I said, we didn't know who this man was. We just thought that we were all human beings, all of like the same, the same race, just, different colors. But that's not true. We all have our nationalities, and we see that this devil has complete control of this earth as it is now, and we see how wicked he has the rulership over the earth, and we're here to prophesy against it. And Mount Seir is, the land that is Esau's, and we have to make sure that once we come back into this truth, knowledge, and understanding, that we stand firm and we prophesy against him for his downfall, for all the wickedness that he done upon the earth. Ezekiel 35:15, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and O Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know I am the Lord. And that is exactly what they did. The downfall of our nation, Israel, they rejoiced at our downfall. The calamities that we went through because we sinned against our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Edom, they didn't have any type of pity towards us. They took pleasure in the fact that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua cast us down from our state, so that they can come into place and be a wicked rulership above us, not knowing all this time that they truly got their power from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he is the one that set up kings and kingdoms here on the earth. So Esau Edom got all his power from our power, and he rejoiced at the fact that the calamities came upon us. But as it says right here in this verse, that since he did that, the Lord is going to do the same thing unto him, and even more, because this man, he tortured us extremely beyond the bondage that we were supposed to go into. That perpetual hatred that he has for us, is even until this day. And we as Hebrew Israelites, we have to rejoice at the fact that because the Lord did it to us for our sins, we have to rejoice at the fact that he's going to also do it unto Esau Edom, because of what he has done unto us. And we have to be astonished and amazed and glad and happy that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to total role reverse our situations and put this devil back on the bottom to being a base man. Because right now that is the state that we are in. Our people, the 2/3 that are not going to come back into this truth, knowledge, understanding, they are they're just as wicked as the wicked. And we see that through the videos that the apostles and the elder brothers and the ones that are truly following the truth of the Lord. We see that once they post the videos, and we see how wicked our people are, how they enjoy this devilish kingdom. You know, they want their rulership on their side. They don't want to listen. They don't want to come back into the knowledge, truth, and understanding. And the ones that come back, we see that, and we see the way that they live, and we try to turn ourselves away from that, because we were never a nation. We were never supposed to be a nation that dwelled in wickedness. We was always supposed to be holy unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But 2/3 of our people just don't get it, and the ones that's going to return are truly going to put forth their hand to doing what is right, being righteous, praying for justice upon this wicked society, and praying that Yahweh Shem Yahushua returns to redeem us. But first we have to prophesy against this wicked kingdom, this devil, which is nothing but Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Verse 15, 35, Ezekiel 35:15 again. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, and that's what the Lord did. He made us desolate. So will I do unto thee. He will do it unto Esau Edom. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumeum. Idumeum is just the Greek way to say Edom. Even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So they're gonna know who the Lord is, all of them, because the elite, the top echelon of the nation of Edom, they know who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is. They just can't, worship him, pray to him, because it's all for naught, because he is not their power. But all of their nation, down to the ones that are, living, sleeping on the highways and byways.
I'm gonna take that trash tonight.
Slucky about that. But as it says, O Mount Seir and all Idumeum, even all of it, and they shall know the Lord. I am the Lord. So we're here to prophesy for the downfall of this kingdom, of this wicked rulership, and the Lord is going to put forth his right hand, which is Yahushua, and take this devil out of power. Like it says, they're called Idumeans, border of wickedness. Everything that this man is, we have to make sure that we are out there on the highways and byways, just as the men are of GMS. They are out there, from Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, down to the very last man that is preaching this truth, even of other camps that follow the 100% truth that GMS is teaching. We have to prophesy and preach the word and point out who is the man that is causing the earth to go upside down, that has been upside down. And now that we are coming out and telling this truth, this devil knows that he has a short time. First Chronicles 18:13, and he put garrisons in Edom and all the Edomites, because David became David's servants. Thus the Lord preserved David wheresoever he went. And that is what is going to happen once the kingdom of heaven is established here on earth. The Israelites are going to be the top tribe over all the inhabitants of the earth. We're going to be the top people. And it says that he put garrisons in Edom, and a garrison is like a boundary, because they're going to be our servants, our handmaids. They're going to be slaves unto the nation of Israel. Just like it is now, when the Lord turned his back on us, and these nations rose up and came up against us, and we were slaves to them, the same thing is going to happen to the nation of Esau, the nation of Edom. They're going to be slaves to us. Isaiah 6:3-1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? And that's going to be Yahushua once he comes back and deliver his elect and causes war and goes up against these nations that are going to come up against him, especially the nation of Edom. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So it's going to be Yahushua, because he is the one that is going to be that righteous redeemer to the nation of Israel, the hopeful elect, the 1/3. He's going to be the one traveling in the greatness of his strength, along with the angels that are going to come back in those so-called UFOs, which is nothing but the chariots. He's going to be the one that's mighty to save, because we, as the nation of Israel now, we don't have any might in our hands. All we know is that we are supposed to be giving all honor and praises and returning back into our heritage, returning back into our true power, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So they're the ones with the might to save us out of this hell. He's going to be the one that does it alone. There's not going to be anyone to help him. Of course, we know that the angels are going to be there, and they're going to be shooting that concentrated fire from the chariots. But as of like us from the nation of Israel, no one's going to help Yahushua destroy these wicked ass Edomites. It's just going to be Yahushua that does it. And the dyed garments, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed once he returns and takes this devil out of power. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. And Esau was a twin brother to Jacob. He was the first one to come out. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So after Esau's kingdom is up, the kingdom is translated forever into Jacob. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. He didn't care about us being taken out of power by our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Like I said earlier, he rejoiced at that fact that we were taken down, and so that he could, place himself as the supreme ruler. But like I said, not knowing that Yahweh Shem Yahushua sets up kings and kingdoms. Starting from the top of Amos 1:11, thus says the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, which means forever, and he kept his wrath forever. Verse 12, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah. And Teman is a grandson of Esau. And that fire that's going to come upon when that fire that's going to come upon them is this great second death. The Lord is going to burn up all the palaces of Bozrah, all of Babylon the Great. Everything that this man, like I said, has his hand on, the Lord is going to totally come down and destroy it, because this man is wicked and he is evil, and his eyes towards his brother is a perpetual hatred that is forever. Earlier, like I said, there's going to be Edomites that say we wasn't back then. We're not like that now. We are all in love under God. But this is a punishment that is for Esau Edom entire heritage. So just because we are in new bodies now, don't mean that that soul wasn't in a previous body doing complete wickedness to the children of Israel. So, like I said, you are those same people, and you have to get your punishment. And that is, the Lord is going to come back and wreak havoc on the entire nation of Esau Edom. Obadiah 1:18, then I close it out from here. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And Jacob, the house of Jacob, Israelites. The house of Joseph, a flame, Israelites. That's just a tribe of the house of Jacob. So we're going to be placed back in the rightful rulership, and Esau Edom is going to be totally desolate, totally destroyed, because of the hatred that he had towards us. The Lord is going to put back on him and remove him out of power. As it says, the house of Esau for stubble. So at the end, they're going to be in slavery for 1,000 years, working hardcore bondage, and after that, they're going to be totally annihilated. Now we know the soul can't be destroyed, because it's of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But as a people, Esau Edom is never going to be any more. So we're not going to see any more red people here on the earth, because like I said, Esau Edom is not white. He's red. His blood shows forth through his skin. So there's not going to be any more of the house of Edom. We don't know what the Lord is going to do to those souls, but as a nation, Esau is going to be no more, for the Lord has spoken it. So we have to, when we come back into this truth, this knowledge, understanding, and we go out there and we preach the word, we preach 100% truth, we have to prophesy against the wickedness of this kingdom, which is controlled by Esau Edom, whether it's here in America, which is the main place, over there in Europe, the Great Britain, over there in Russia, as well as these other nations that are under them, that are on top of the nation of Israel. We have to prophesy against all of them because we are the chosen people, and we have to prophesy of the downfall of this wicked society and prophesy that the Lord is only for the nation of Israel, only for the children of Israel, the elect, the 1/3 that's here on this side, and eventually all Israel will be in the kingdom of heaven because we are his children. But like I said, right now we have to just prophesy and keep doing what this calling is telling us to do. So sorry if that was a little bit, jumbling around, but I just hope that was edifying to the flock. I would like to give all honor and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekagadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, revealing through the Spirit that so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, as well as the speckled birds spread abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, that we are the Hebrew Israelites, the real children of the one supreme ruler Yahweh, in the name of his son Yahushua. And again, from there, I don't wanna make it seem like this is a colored thing, because all Israel looks like all the nations. So you could be a so-called white man, but with the spirit of a so-called Israelite. So you may look like these other nations, but you could go back to being a Hebrew Israelite if the Spirit dwells in you, to realizing that this is the truth. So double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the Akim and the Aqua for our students, true Shalom. This is Brother Yakadan coming to you with another message. I'm going to title this Prophesy against Mount Seir. Again, I'm going to give all honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekagadash. Until the next time, Shalom.